Hello, storytellers. Welcome back to Storytelling Tarot. This is Jeida K Story, back with another video. And as always, I'm so grateful that you decided to join me today. We are going to be looking at the weekend energy. Like, what's the vibe? What's it giving? So I'm really excited to get into this with all of you. We're going to start with a collective energy read just to see like what is happening for all of us. What's the collective word for everyone? And then I'm going to look at each of the elements. We're going to look at some general weekend guidance for the air signs, the water signs, earth signs, and fire signs. So, if that sounds good to you, then we will get started. But before we get into it, I would love if you would smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss a single reading, and why don't you drop me a comment? Let me know what you got going on. What's cooking this weekend for you? You got anything? Let me know. Are you someone who enjoys to stay in for the weekend? Or are you someone who likes to go out for the weekend? Let me know. How do you recharge before the next week starts? All right, so without further ado, let's get into this reading. All right, so we're going to look at the collective energy for all of us. What's the collective guidance? What's the vibe for the weekend for all of us? See, this one standing out to me. We got the Devil card. We got the Ace of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Oh, this one wants to come out. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so let's talk about this. So anytime I see the Devil card, I am always going to ask, what are we allowing to stand in the way of our growth? How are we being enticed or even allowing self-limiting beliefs to keep us from what we actually desire, what we actually deserve? The Devil card does sometimes speak about those distractions. It can speak to us about the ways in which we are being held down. Sometimes we walk into these situations fully aware of the repercussions, and other times we just find ourselves there. Sometimes the change that we see, these folks, they're holding on to each other. Sometimes these can be our relationships. Sometimes this represents people in our lives who want to keep us in a certain place. They don't want to see us grow, or they don't want to see us outgrow them. And so they're holding on. And so this weekend, the universe is giving us an opportunity. It's giving us another shot. The Devil card is ruled by the sign Capricorn, and so that's earth energy. And then we have the universe giving us more earth energy. I'm going to give you an ace. What I love about the pentacles is that they represent earth, they represent time, energy. It's our talents and our treasures, as my teacher J.T. Perry says. And the universe is giving us an opportunity, if we would allow ourselves to walk away from that which is keeping us down, that which is keeping us discouraged, or even what is keeping us distracted. The devil, sitting with the devil is very comfortable at times, very fun. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being there for a while. But it feels like Spirit is actually calling us to remove the self-limiting beliefs and remove the chains of expectations, the ways in which systems of oppression try to get us to fall in line, to be numb. Spirit is saying, let me give you a dose. Let me give you another shot. Let me give you a seed. Let me give you some time. Let me give you a nugget, a treasure that needs to be nourished. Because we also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune, when it's in its reversal, it just reminds us, that as the wheel is spinning, we can't always control the speed or the pace of the change. But this is a change. So what I see for us collectively this weekend is a reckoning about our environment, a reckoning about the people we've been entertaining, about the places where we find ourselves that can kind of soothe our pleasures, but is distracting us from where we actually want to go. And so what are the tools? What is it that you need to get up from this place? Spirit is saying that's available to you this weekend. But know that even as things are beginning to change for you, that what you're expecting to see is going to take time. You're only being given a seed, but know that there's seed time and then harvest. So when this Wheel of Fortune, as the change comes, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the harvest right away. And that's okay. Know that as things change, even if you feel like you're on the downturn and things are not quite working out the way you want them to, know that the wheel is going to continue to churn. It's not going to stay in a place where you feel like things are just out of my control and I feel like I'm being whipped around and I can't control anything. Know that the wheel will turn again, where you will be able to feel more balanced, where you will be able to feel good about the seeds that you're planting, the time that you're putting in, the investment in your relationships, the ones that are giving to you at the same rate in which you're giving them. So it's definitely something for us to be thinking about. Not being able to control the change, but knowing that it's imminent because this ace is full of hope. The devil card can also speak to us about change and control. It can speak to us about control. And so what are the ways in which you may feel out of control? What are the ways in which you may feel like you don't have a say-so about your time, about your energy, about your investments in your relationships? Spirit is saying, I'm going to give you a new thing this weekend. I'm going to give you a new thing. But don't be rushing ahead. Don't rush ahead as the wheel turns. It's just a reminder that nothing lasts forever. Not even the uncertain times that feel so daunting at times. Those won't last forever either. So now that we've done our collective read, let's go into our air signs. All right, air signs, let's see what messages you have. This is for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius placements. You can use this for any placements you like. I'm not an astro girl. This is just a way to to identify all of you. So whatever resonates with you, that's the placement that you can use. Ooh, I think I want to use this one. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. And we have I'm talking to you. Yeah, so Spirit is talking about you not really listening this weekend, not paying attention to your ancestral court, your spiritual court, not paying attention to your own higher knowing, your own intuition, your own ori. So this weekend, air signs, is going to be so important for you to actually tap in. Remember, we talked about the distractions. We talked about the things that keep you from your work, that keep you from your purpose. So what's going to be so important is that you are listening to your spirit. So this weekend may be a good time for you to get quiet, to get by yourself, to spend some time at your altars, your shrines, meditating, going on a nature walk, to really listen, because spirit is saying that they're speaking. They're speaking, but with this in this reverse is saying that you may be missing some messages. So this weekend, it's going to be really important for you to key in to the spirit this weekend. Okay, let's see what else. For my air signs, get some guidance for my air signs. Oh, okay, I got two cards. I got teaching and learning and patience. Yeah, and we spoke about that. We spoke about the patience portion when it came to the Wheel of Fortune, because sometimes when the universe gives us a brand new idea, when the universe gives us money or some type of new blessing, we have a tendency sometimes to want to see the harvest right away. And so Spirit is saying, no, have some patience, because right now what's happening is you are in a season of teaching, being taught and learning. Being taught and learning. But you are also, as you live through life, you're also teaching yourself. You're teaching yourself. All of your younger selves are looking to you today as an example. And I just felt like a shudder, right? Because sometimes it feels like I'm an oldest sibling, and sometimes I know that feeling of feeling like being looked at as the example. But the beautiful thing about when working with your inner child is that they love you. They are supportive. A lot of times I notice that my inner children are rooting for me. And so allow that to be an encouragement for you this weekend. And you'll be surprised that as you do the work of listening to your own inner knowing, that you will begin to tap into your own knowledge and your own wisdom. And that you'll be able to teach those, not just yourself and your inner children, but even other people in relationships. Also, it just also reminds me of something that my mom used to say all the time. You teach people how to treat you. And so as we're speaking about the devil, and sometimes there being people in your environment who just don't want to see you grow, who don't want to see you succeed, sometimes out of fear of what you're doing and how you're showing up in the world, what it says about you or about them. I just want to encourage you to teach them that it's okay to grow, that growth is beautiful, and that even though changes come, and even though you have to go through the different seasons of life, if you are patient, goodness will still come your way. Those seeds will grow as long as you nourish them. Okay, and let's get transmutation. You have hydrangea. Transmutation. It says we are all affected by our environment. Hydrangea reminds you to reclaim your power through the transmuting of emotions and releasing of victimization. You not only have the ability to overcome perceived obstacles, you can extinguish them by realizing you can move through them. And yeah, for my air signs, that's a powerful message, because sometimes whatever it is that's showing up as the devil in your life, whatever it is, the self-limiting beliefs, all of the things that are either perceived obstacles, or sometimes the obstacles are really real. I know this card spoke about victimization, but sometimes what's happening in the devil card is something that feels like insurmountable. And at the same time, Spirit is saying that if you key into us this weekend, you will see the opportunity to grow and move. And even though you're unsure of the change that's coming, trust, know that goodness is still available. All right. One final key for my air signs. One final key. I just want to know, how can you relax? How can you relate to yourself and others? And what do you need to release this weekend? All right. That is how you can relax, relate, and release. All right. So, how are you relaxing, air signs, this weekend? Is interesting. The Chariot card. So, this is saying that this weekend, it feels like relaxing for you is getting into a project, getting away from your day-to-day 9 to 5 type of job, and actually focusing on something that's important to you. Focusing on something that's imperative to your actual growth, your own personal development, your own personal satisfaction, rather than focusing on what makes someone else happy or what makes someone else comfortable. What is something that you can actually engage in that's going to feel good to you? How do you relate to yourself and others? You have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles speaks about legacy and family. I think of elders and ancestors. So I will say that relating to yourself and others, connect with your elders this weekend. Connect with those in your family who you have a relationship with, or if you feel called, even those you don't have a relationship with. Spend some time at your altars. Write down your ancestors' names and call them out. Pour libations for your spirits this weekend. And what do you need to release? The other 4 of Swords. So that just says to me that there is some like a need to, let's see, because a couple of messages just came to me really quickly. I for my air signs, this feels like it actually feels like there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's a conversation that needs to be, like, there's something that's been on your mind that you've been thinking about. And with this in the release position, it's feeling like there is something that has been on your heart and on your mind that you're actually needing to get out into the world. The 4 of Swords also speaks to us about remembering. And so as we're talking about tapping into your inner self and tapping back into your lineage, your family, your spirits, how can you actually remember this weekend? How can you engage in an ancestral remembering? If you are a writer, or if you're someone who communicates through written word or spoken word, release some words this week. Engage that throat chakra. And I feel like the releasing of that, whatever, if you've been holding on to something, I feel like releasing that will help you lean into your rest this weekend. All right, my air signs, I hope that was helpful to you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Hello, my water signs, my Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. So glad to have you. All right, so we are going to look at some general messages for you this weekend. Let's see what we have for you. Going to look at a few things together. This one. Okay. You have motion. You have perseverance. And you have alignment. Okay. For my water signs, Spirit is speaking about you you are busy this weekend, but it feels purposeful. It feels like you are actually in flow with spirit this weekend. And so for you, I feel like, well, from what we were talking about collectively, it feels like you are ready to take the necessary steps to move forward. And so it feels like you have been, I wonder if maybe if some of you have been like kind of wrestling with this growth that's coming into your life. But some of you have been working very hard and very diligently. You have the perseverance card. And it's also represented by the number 4. And that speaks about stability and grounding. And so it's funny that we have so much so much earth energy on the table. But you all right now are coming through as being very grounded. And so your motion and so your actions and all of your steps are helping you move toward your goals. Even if that goal is just for you to have a good time, have chill out, spending time with your loved ones or spending time with yourself. Spirit is speaking very clearly that these any type of self-limiting beliefs or any obstacles that's showing up in the devil card, you are up for the challenge and you're ready to move on because you are welcoming the change. You have the card of alignment, and it says it's represented by, I believe this is pronounced campanula. This is campanula bells are ringing in the spirit of abundance from the limitless universal source, helping you align your thoughts, words, and actions with your true self, which knows no limitations. Yeah. See, yeah. So the devil card is not even coming through as a self-limitation for you all. It's coming through. It seems like it may be more your environment. There may be people around you, who may be trying to distract you, but you are in flow. It says, focus on all you have achieved instead of dwelling on all there is yet to do. Be well, be happy. Yeah, you all have been working and it's showing. So great job for all of you. I would just say for this weekend, for my water signs, I would just say, stay focused. Stay focused. You're already, if you feel like someone is trying to get in the way of your growth, get in the way of your task, stay focused. You are in alignment. And if you were wondering, if you're looking around at the signs and it just feels like, why is there so like, there's frustration sometimes with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, but you all are moving in such a beautiful pace right now. And so I just want to say to keep going. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the relax, relate, release spread for you all. Okay, this is representing how you can relax this weekend. The next will be how you can relate to yourself and others. And then the last will be what you need to release this weekend. Let's take that one. All right, so relaxing. We have the Justice card. Relating. We have the 4 of Cups. And releasing. We have is that 7? 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So, relax. Okay, if there's someone who's done y'all wrong, water signs, if there is someone who has just, because what's coming is it's interesting too, because are these cats? They look like foxes. I can't tell, but they are, see if you can see that. They're kind of, oh, that's a bit of a glare. They're kind of like looking over their shoulder. Almost like, all right, so when is the other shoe gonna drop? It feels like you're waiting on someone to receive some type of karmic lesson, right? Like, okay, this person may have done me wrong. Okay, this situation didn't turn out right, and you're wondering, like, when are you going to receive that justice? When is truth going to be on your side? Because you've been working so hard at making sure that things are just right for your elevation. And so this weekend, I would just say relax when it comes to wondering what's going to happen next. When it comes to wondering how things are going to turn, if things are going to turn out just right. Justice is here to say, yeah, you can relax and stop wondering if it's going to be okay for you. It is. How can you relate to one another, to yourself and others? You have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is speaking about, sometimes, it speaks about discontent. It speaks about, I usually think about the Four of Cups as someone who, like, if I think about what precedes it, the Three of Cups is like the party card. Everybody's having a good time. The Four of Cups, usually someone is very chill. They've been sitting, they're sitting down. Usually they're kind of discontent or just uninterested with what's going on around them. So this feels like for you all this weekend, water signs, is maybe a good time to be spend some time with yourselves this weekend to actually pour back into your own cup. The Four of Cups can also speak about the universe or spirit, like giving you another dose of inspiration, giving you another dose of love and goodness and sweetness. And so I love that this card comes right underneath the Ace of Pentacles, because it's almost like an additional ace. And so I would just say, accept that cup of love, accept the abundance of what it is that you need for yourself this weekend. Let it be a refreshing. And even if you do need to take some time for yourself because maybe other people are kind of irking you right now and you rather just focus on what's important to you, however refilling your cup looks for you, that's okay. I would say lean into that. And then what you are doing what are you releasing? The Seven of Pentacles, this card, although like this card also speaks to me a little bit about perseverance, because the Seven of Pentacles is someone who's been putting in some work, but they still haven't seen the fruit that they want to see. And so, as I said, you're in motion, you've been persevering, and you're in alignment. And so I would say rest, knowing that. Release the need to kind of continue to keep plowing through because things don't look just right. It kind of feels like the message about the Justice card, like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to show up? When am I going to actually be able to rest? I say rest now, because it feels like you're doing all that you can do and all that you should do. Now you just have to let the divine do the rest. Like, it's okay so you are releasing the need to control results. It's okay. You can breathe that thing on out. It's all good. All right, my water signs, I hope that was helpful to you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Hello, earth signs. This is a general guidance for my Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. You can use any placement in your chart that resonates with you. I am not an astro girl, but I wanted to use a way to identify you. So you can use whatever placement you desire. We're just going to look at some general guidance for your weekend. See what Spirit has for you for this weekend. Okay. We have infinite. Manifestation. Oh, this is already so beautiful, earth signs. And we have rebirth. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so with the infinite card, this quite literally speaks about infinite possibilities. You all are really carrying magician energy this weekend. I see you all being very social this weekend. I see you all being very magnetic. I see you being able to go into places and kind of like people start turning heads like, who's this earth sign? is this? Because infinite speaks about not only infinite opportunities, but also for me, it speaks about the way in which you draw in all types of attractive energy. And so you almost feel like you have like this force field of like goodness and sweetness. You even have like this very pink card which like speaks about like sweetness, or it speaks to sweetness and attraction. You are very heavy in your magician energy. So I would not be surprised if you maybe go on a date, or you meet someone very nice, if you just feel like you are just on the precipice of a really beautiful change, a really beautiful blooming that's happening, earth signs. And so when it comes to this devil card and this ace, what I really see is for you all, you are not getting, you're not staying, you're not stuck. You're not in a place of getting, how do I say, for you, my earth signs, I feel like you all are entering into the devil's den with intention on having a good time and then getting back to your work. Like, I feel like you are just visiting for a little while. In other words, I think that you are fully aware of what the divine has for you and this opportunity. So like I honestly see you all networking this weekend. I see you all doing, like I said, some dating. Maybe you and your boo getting together. Maybe you're going on some type of blind date. Whatever it is that's happening, I see you being very social, and I see you winning favor with folks this weekend. And then you have this evening primrose, which is about rebirth. And it says evening primrose helps you to release old wounds and feelings of rejection, self-pity, and other heart-heavy issues you may have carried from birth or early childhood. She allows for a sort of spiritual rebirthing or birthing of your true self so that you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness in your life. Absolutely. That's exactly what I see for y'all this weekend. I see you maybe even trying new things and doing new things, maybe going new places, meeting new people. Like it's like this fresh energy with this infinite. It feels like anything is possible for y'all this weekend. So now we're going to do a really quick spread. We're just going to do relax, relate, release. So we're going to look at how can you relax this weekend? How can you relate to yourself and others this weekend? And what can you release this weekend? All right, this is relax, relate, and release. If I can pick up the card. Relax, you have the 5 of Swords. Relate, you have the High Priestess. And release, you have the Hierophant. Okay. How are you relaxing? All right. So yeah, like I said, you have very magnetic energy this weekend. So if there's any type of conflict or any type of, people trying to get into it, like I said, you have because of this attractive energy, there may be some people who, there might be like some evil eye, or people thinking, just like I said, people are thinking, oh, who is this air sign? There may be some people in your sphere who are like, who is that? That's a whole different energy, right? There's a whole different spirit behind that. That who do they think they are? So I would just say, when it comes to you relaxing, this feels like you just putting down the sword, because you are too busy manifesting. You are too busy focusing on the goodness coming in for you, that you don't have time for this type of energy. So I would just say, if people try to get into it with you, or try to be harsh with you, or would try to like I said, with this devil energy, sometimes it can just be people in your energy who are trying to distract you. and because they don't want to see you shine, they don't want to see you grow. I would just say you put down your sword and you continue focusing on what you're doing. Relax any type of tension that might want to keep you distracted or get you to veer off from your course, because you got stuff going on, really exciting things happening for you this weekend. How can you relate to yourself and others? You're the high priestess. Yeah, that energy of being in your intuition, being in your own spiritual power, I definitely see for you all this weekend that you should just really trust your gut, really trust your instinct about who to go, where to go, who to take with you, who to spend time with. And that's going to it's going to come from your inner knowing. So I would just say, like, if you're a person who prays, if you're a person who chants, a person who meditates, a person who, whatever it is that you do to center and to ground and to tap into your own inner knowing, your own Ori, I would just say this is a good time for you to, a way for you to relate to yourself and to relate to others. I would also say, if there's things that if you have like any tips, or you get these, like I said, these awesome opportunities, I would just say you might need to hold your peace. The high priestess doesn't share all that they know. So I would say hold your peace. There may be some people who, again, with this Five of Swords energy, they may not want to see you shining. They might want to, try to bite your blessing. So I would say be watchful as well when it comes to relating to others. And as far as what you need to release, you have the Hierophant. Look, the traditional way of things happening for you is not going to be the case. In other words, the Hierophant usually holds the key. The Hierophant represents those structures, institutions, a certain way or a proper way of doing things, right? But you need to release this, because the doors that are opening for you, they're going to be unorthodox. They're going to be blessings that chase you down this weekend, earth signs. And so the way that things happen for you, the doors that open, they're going to not require a key. Spirit is going to open those things wide open for you. So you just have to ready your hands and get ready to receive. Ooh, that is beautiful energy, earth signs. I pray that y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. All right. Hey, fire signs. This is general guidance for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You can use any placement in your chart, whatever resonates with you, because I am not an astro girl. Therefore, this is just a way for you to choose what resonates with you. And this is going to be general guidance for your weekend. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Okay, we have self-control in reverse. We have completion. Oh, Lord. My cards are just everywhere. And we have understanding. Okay. For my fire signs, all right, you have self-control in reverse. So when I was speaking about the devil card, sometimes representing people, behaviors, things that where we feel like we just can't get out of it. We just can't get out of this rut. We might feel like we are on a hamster wheel and it's just monotonous day in and day out. And it's keeping us in this routine that is comfortable, but it's keeping us from our work. That's what's coming up for me when I see this self-control card in reverse. This speaks about you maybe not feeling like you are driving the car. Maybe you feel like life has been taking you for a ride. And so this weekend, it feels like you're getting the journey of moving from the devil card into the newness and the new opportunities that Spirit has for you with this Ace of Pentacles is going to be important because it's going to show you what you're made of. It's going to remind you of your own personal power. And it feels like it's long overdue because you have the completion card. That when Spirit gives you this opportunity, this way out, this second, third, fourth chance, that it's going to represent the end of a cycle, the end of the hamster wheel. It's going to feel like Spirit is giving you a breath of fresh air. It's going to feel like Spirit is giving you a key to open up these padlocks. It's going to feel like, for you all, it feels like you are actually letting go of some type of relationship. And even if it's not letting go of the relationship, it feels like you may be letting go of the control, of the controlling tendencies in that relationship, I should say. Because it feels like you all have not been in the driver's seat for a while. Somebody else has been calling the shots. Someone else has been inserting their unsolicited advice onto you. And so Spirit is saying this weekend, as you move through this energy toward what the divine has for you, it might feel rocky as you're trying to get your footing, but know that that is what's necessary to get you from self-control and reverse to where you now feel like, I can actually drive this. I can drive my own destiny. I don't need anyone's permission but my own. And so as you do that, that's going to bring you to the completion of this cycle, no more. Then you have the understanding card. I believe this is pronounced plumbago. Y'all, listen, I don't know how to say that word. If somebody knows, somebody let me know, okay? But it says that this flower connects you with the depths of your psyche and assists with your understanding of your shadow side. It is understanding that allows you to practice self-compassion and forgiveness and release feelings of shame, blame, guilt, and self-judgment that may hold power over you and prevent your growth. Oh yeah, that's beautiful and that's powerful, because as we talked about the people in your life, and we also talked about the self-limiting beliefs about yourself that would keep you stuck, that would keep you feeling like you can't drive your own destiny, that would keep you feeling like you just can't go on without somebody else signing off on it. If that's you, Spirit is saying that this weekend you're going to get some understanding, that this weekend things are going to become clearer to you, and you're going to be able to release that shame or that guilt or that blame that may have tried to attach itself to you. That is what has to go. That is what has to be released and let go, so that you can see that Spirit never holds that against you. No matter how long you sat there in that place, Spirit is saying none of that matters. As long as you now have changed your mind, I got something special for you. All right, so now we're going to do a really quick spread. We're going to do relax, relate, release. How can you relax this weekend, my fire signs? How can you relate to yourself and others? And what can you release? This is relax, relate, and release. Relaxing. We have the sun. Oh my goodness, my fire signs. I love that you got the sun card. Go outside. Play. Engage in play. Whatever that looks like for you. And if it's not sunny outside, that's okay. What can you do that will engage some joy, that would really make your inner children so happy? What's a meal that you can cook that you haven't had in a long time? What's your favorite dessert? This is really saying that you can relax this weekend by indulging, which that's also a theme of the devil card. Indulging, but knowing when it's time to, knowing not to stay stuck in that place. So for you, some relaxation is going to come by you indulging in something that makes you feel really good, something that's good for the body, good for the soul, good for the mind. So whatever that looks like, if it's calling your boo or boos, getting together with some friends, cuddling up in your bed, getting out in the actual sun, that's going to be important for you for this weekend. Relating, how do you relate to yourself and others? The Tower. Okay. So we talked about completion. Spirit is also saying that for you, relating to yourself is knowing that change is beautiful and necessary. And so when you receive new opportunities, new ways and new pathways, as you are releasing any guilt or shame that you may have, know that the change that's coming is going to be exactly what you need to reach this level of completion, to reach this level of follow through. And so the Tower is something that usually happens sudden. And so I think that it's going to be important for you this weekend, my fire signs. If you are someone who tends to overthink, I want you to trust your intuition and trust your knowing. The Tower comes when things are amiss that need to be realigned. And so as you relate to yourself and others, and you start to notice, because of this understanding, as you start to notice changes that need to be made, you don't have to wait on the Tower to crumble. You can be the change agent. You can be the God of your story. And so the last card, what do you need to release? We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. If there's any burdens, if there's too much work, if there's too many chores, it's okay to release those. It's okay to share the burden this weekend. It's okay to let somebody else take over. If you're someone who usually does it all, this might be a good time to kick off your shoes and really relax your feet. You have a lot of sunlight, a lot of fun waiting for you this weekend. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it. And maybe the self-control card is also just saying, this weekend, let your hair down. Maybe the issue is that there's too much control in your life. And actually what needs to happen is, for some of you, there's too much control and you actually need to be more spontaneous. That's why we have the Sun and the Tower. Spontaneous change, spontaneous fun. You've been holding a lot together. Spirit is saying, let that go. Let your hair down. All right, my fire signs. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as always, I thank you so much for being with me. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.